My Orthodox brothers and sisters in the Church of Hard Money, gather close, for today we reflect on a gospel far more precious than gold: freedom. Not freedom as some abstract ideal, but as the lifeblood of creativity, progress, and ultimately, our humanity. Success without freedom, my friends, is nothing but a gilded shackle. And to understand this, we must look to history's great figures who stood at the crossroads of compromise and courage, and chose freedom every time. Let us begin with Emily Dickinson, the reclusive poet who lived in obscurity yet changed the landscape of literature forever. Dickinson, though surrounded by a world clamoring for conventional rhymes and genteel poetry, chose to remain true to her own voice. She hid her work away, writing not for applause, but for her own soul. Imagine if Dickinson had sold out to the literary trends of her time. What if she'd been convinced to smooth out her edges, cut her dashes, and replace her haunting themes with shallow verses about parlor room frivolities? Would we still read her today? No. Her work survives not because it catered to the tastes of the moment, but because it transcended them. Her success wasn't defined by public recognition, it was defined by her unflinching commitment to freedom. Now, my friends, take a moment to consider Vincent van Gogh, a man who sold only one painting in his lifetime, who lived in poverty, and yet painted with a freedom that no patron could ever buy. He wasn't creating to satisfy the bourgeois art market. He was creating because his soul demanded it. The vibrant colors of Starry Night and the raw emotion of his self-portraits exist not because Van Gogh sought success, but because he sought truth. Contrast that with artists who are shackled by their patrons or by public expectation. How many great masterpieces have been watered down because the creator had to worry about sales figures or political correctness? Van Gogh, for all his struggles, reminds us that true art flows from freedom, not obligation. And then, let us remember Galileo Galilei, who dared to tell the Catholic Church that the earth was not the center of the universe. Galileo faced persecution and house arrest, but he didn't cave. Imagine if he had. Imagine if he had said, "You know what? Let me write something more acceptable to the authorities." His discoveries would have been lost, and humanity's understanding of the cosmos delayed. Galileo's refusal to conform cost him his freedom, but his ideas liberated humanity's intellect. Even in our modern times, we see the price of compromise. Nikola Tesla, the brilliant inventor, was largely forgotten in his lifetime because he refused to cater to financiers who didn't understand his vision. He could have watered down his genius for profit. Instead, he chose the hard road of staying true to his principles, and today we reap the benefits of his uncompromised innovations. And now, the twist. Lest you think this is just ancient history or tales from the annals of science and art, let me bring you to the 21st century, to the pop music scene, of all places, to a young woman named Camila Cabello. Camila found herself in a position that many of us might envy, part of a wildly successful pop group, Fifth Harmony. On the surface, it was a dream come true: fame, fortune, adoration. But beneath the glittering facade, she was trapped. Trapped in a system that demanded she prioritize success over her own creative freedom. And what did Camila do? She walked away. She left the group that gave her success because she understood that success without freedom is no success at all. She risked everything: her career, her reputation, her comfort, for the chance to create on her own terms. And now look at her, thriving, flourishing, but most importantly, free. So, my Orthodox brothers and sisters, let us take this lesson to heart. Whether you are an artist, an inventor, a thinker, or a simple believer in hard money and harder truths, remember this: success that costs you your freedom is a hollow victory. It is freedom, creative, intellectual, spiritual, that defines the true measure of a person. Let Emily Dickinson's solitude, Van Gogh's vibrant strokes, Galileo's defiance, and Camila Cabello's courage remind us the price of freedom is always worth paying. Go forth, my friends, and never trade your soul for a gilded cage.